Acts 13 and sending them out. That's a really cool process. It's a really cool model. And so we want to develop not just one assessment, but this process of relational discernment that helps people get there. And this process, let me just dive into it a little bit, because the piece we're talking about today is a piece of this step 2. So the first thing is what I call conversation 1, and we have it on our websites. It's basically 10 questions that help to answer, am I called to be a church planter? And we recommend that the church planter, as well as the sending pastor, sit down for a week or so and just read through the questions and pray with that person in mind. Having done that, you can get together for 2 or 3 weekly meetings of an hour each, just talking through each of those questions and talking through, what do you feel like God's saying? You know, how do these questions fit you? So that's conversation 1, and it takes place in the local church. Conversation 2 also takes place in the local church, but it's utilizing the church planter candidate assessment that we're going to talk about in depth today. It utilizes that, so you have another tool that's from a little bit more of an outside perspective that a church planter fills out, and then you're able to have all these results that you talk through. So we'll talk about that in detail. Conversation 3 and 4 then take place with somebody who's been there, done that. They've planted a church, they've bought the t-shirt, they've done this thing. And so it takes place more on a regional or national level, where they will have a conversation with somebody, an informal pastoral assessment, where they'll sit down over a long dinner or an afternoon and talk through a lot of the different things a church planter does, and try to make a recommendation for whether or not that person really is a planter, or whether they should maybe look at a different ministry profile, a different ministry area. And then conversation 4 is a full assessment